Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. So guys, this is a very, very special show. This is a 12,000 subscriber show. This was originally supposed to be the 10,000 subscriber show, but I couldn't get it together to make that one. So I'm going to be answering your questions on this 12,000 subscriber show. The person that volunteered to ask me questions is Simona Halep here, or who I call Scarlett Johansson, but to you guys, she's Coach Irina. But she looks like both of those people, as you guys have talked about. All right, so Coach Irina is going to ask me questions, and I'm going to answer them today on this 12,000 subscriber show. So before we get started with the questions from Simona here, I'd like to thank some people here. Thank you, Amber Steiger, for the beer. You'll do great. Open your store, and you will do wonderfully. Just do what you know, and it'll all work out. Thank you, Votner Blankenship, Sarah Lynn Keller, Youssef Ergonic, Jonathan Chang, and Kirk Benson. That ale was beautiful. Thank you so much for that Sierra Nevada. To my buddy Emlyn Jones, I hope to meet you someday. Glad to see you're on your feet. So hope you get back on the court as soon as possible. And to all you subscribers, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for, spending time with me every day. I sincerely and greatly appreciate that. All right, so to all you trolls who always talking crap about me, it's okay. I love you too, because I love the passion that you have for the game of tennis. All right, so without further ado, Simona, go for it.
Okay, Tennis Spin. So, 12,000 subscribers. How does it feel?
I never thought I'd actually get there. I was actually pretty happy with 1,000.
I think that was your goal,
right?
I want to get to 1,000.
1,000 was my first goal, and I was shocked at how fast I got to that. And kind of here we are today. But I mean, again, I have to thank my supporters who actually have taken an interest in what I talk about. So it feels great. It actually feels great, and I sincerely appreciate everybody out there.
Great. Okay, so tell me a little bit, how did you get here? Why did you start the channel?
Well, it actually started last year. Like, I have a 5-year-old who's a little speech delayed. So we wanted to turn her into like a Ryan Toy review while teaching her how to speak. And it was kind of a struggle for us to do the videos. She didn't really follow orders very well when it came to like describing toys. So, but we managed to post a bunch of videos. Her channel really never took off. So, I mean, I think there's like 80 followers, and we're like a year and a half later. Yeah. So, but I decided to teach her how to do a video. So my first video, as some of you have saw, was basically what are the weight of tennis balls. So it was just really simple. I just had her watch me take out each ball from the can, put it on the scale, and write down how much each of the balls weighed, whether it be Wilson US Open, Pro Pen Marathon, ATP. As you saw in that first video, it was very simple. I was basically showing my daughter how to do a video, like from step to step to step. And it kind of, it kind of spurred from that video on, to doing a video a week, basically, just to show her how to do it.
I think a great follow-up question to that would be, well, if that's how it started, how come you continued to do this channel?
That's a good question. I saw that there was an interest in what I was doing, surprisingly, and decided to basically keep doing it like once a week. I would just do a simple video a week and put it out there, and it kind of grew from that. People made some great comments. I started getting subscribers, and I was like, okay, well, there's interest, so I'll keep doing this.
Yeah, because you went from once a week to every day, especially once the COVID hit. How come?
Well, I'm one of those people who like to keep busy. So even during the COVID, I would want to do something rather than sit at home and watch TV, and do nothing. So I decided just to shoot more videos because I still had a lot to talk about. So I said, well, let's just post one video a day, see what happens. And that was actually when the channel started growing more, because I guess everybody else was stuck at home, and I guess you guys decided to watch me, which is very surprising. And to this day, I'm trying to post one video a day just to keep it going. I want to keep my streak alive now.
Have you ever done something like this before?
Interestingly, I actually have.
Really?
Yes. About 10 years ago, I was actually on an ESPN show about once to twice a month called Tech It Out. It was Prim Sarapapat who won that ESPN anchor reality show. She would interview me over the phone and talk about tennis equipment, probably once or twice a month from what I remembered. And I would basically review Nadal's racket, or what's so good about it. Or it was actually when graphene first started, and they, excuse me, they asked me what graphene was all about. So I told them, what were the benefits of it and why they put it in a tennis racket. I did that for about a year, and then they decided to go a different direction with the whole segment. But it was called Tech It Out, and it was only on online, the ESPN3 stuff.
Nice. Okay. What do you think the future for this channel is? How long do you think you will continue to do this?
I mean, I'll continue to do this as long as as long as you guys watch, and as long as I have something to say. The thing about tennis is there's always going to be something to say, right?
True.
There's always going to be new products coming out. There's always going to be changes to things. So I feel like I can go on forever, right? The tennis is everlasting and will go on forever, I think.
All right, tennis fan. So, how do you know what you know? It seems like you have so much knowledge. You have all the details to all the new things that are coming out in tennis. How do you know all of these things?
So that's interesting. I was telling a story in one of my videos. This guy who is like a VP of a big company, and he plays with a 6'1" Wilson from like 15 years ago, and he said, what should I play with? Because I was like, man, why are you giving me that dinosaur, right? And so he's like, well, what should I play with then? And I was like, I think you should play with either the Fed, if you can handle the weight, or the one that's just below the Fed, the 97 countervail, which is about 11 ounces. And then he's like, how do you know this stuff, right? It's like, yeah. And I looked at him and I said, while you were studying for your MBA and getting straight A's in school, earning your $300,000 a year job, I was reading a tennis magazine. So, it's just my interest. It was my passion. It's just, I'm just a geek that way. I'm just a tennis geek. I like to know why things are the way they are when it comes to tennis, like especially with equipment, because I love new toys. I'm sure you guys too, right? So that's just, I'm a scholar of tennis. I study it, and I pride myself on knowing what I know, and if I don't know it, I'll study it and I'll learn it. And it's just kind of been my 30 years of experience in the field. So that's how I rattle stuff off.
That's amazing. So, okay, well, with that, the most popular question ever: when is the Pure Drive coming out?
Okay, guys. So the Pure Drive. Simona here actually uses a Pure Drive, so she's waiting
Best thing ever.
on pins and needles, just like you are. I gave it to her to try, and she says she's switching
So good.
after the first time. So it's that good. But the release date has been delayed, so it's about mid-September is when we're going to all be able to sell it to you. People are going to be starting to talk about it as of yesterday, as I posted on my Instagram. September 1st will be the first date in which I can post my video. So they delayed that one. I know some people might have posted it already, but they're kind of handcuffing me on my video because they know me. But yes, so September 15th to 17th is when you guys can buy that racket. And I would suggest you just buy it. Don't try it, just buy it. Right?
It's really good. I was amazed, honestly. Probably the best Pure Drive model they've made so far.
Right.
Just my personal opinion. I've really enjoyed it. Another very common question is, when is the Pro Staff line coming out?
So I saw Pro Staff pictures. I have not hit with them. I have not touched one yet. I hope to do that this week as the guy's coming out to see me. Hopefully he gives me a demo. They look great. We're kind of turning back the clock a little bit into the 80s with the design. And they haven't switched much to the Fed, but to the other ones they have. So, and that's all I can tell you right now. October 1st is when they'll land for you guys to buy.
Any other new things coming out this year? Anything we should expect?
I just saw the new Head Instinct. There's not a whole lot of difference between the old model and the new one that's coming out mid-September, except for spiral fibers, your favorite, which means it's going to give it more feel. Spiral fibers in the Instinct.
Also, tennis spin, very, I would say, misconception, misunderstanding, naming who you really are. What is your name?
So, I'm not Leonard. I'm not Mr. Spin, but that's fine. I get it. I can be called Tennis Spin, which is totally fine too. But my birth name that my mother gave me is Harry, and that's Harry. The reason I never talked about it and the reason I never introduced myself in my videos is I didn't think anybody cared, right? I just throw my content out there. You guys absorb it, and we call it a day. But I didn't understand that
It can
YouTube.
get deeper.
Yeah, no, I didn't understand YouTube was a community. And I see in the comments that we're kind of a family in Tennis Spin, and I appreciate that from you guys. I didn't think it was such a place, but now I'm learning that you guys are all part of my tennis family. So, and thank you for that. I greatly appreciate you joining me and being part of me. So,
With that, do you, or maybe you are currently working on, but do you have a website?
that's in the works. We are going to launch that, I want to say, maybe in 2-3 weeks, probably, hopefully by mid-September. I'll hopefully be writing a weekly blog. We'll try to do an online store on that. I may just connect that to an eBay site, which actually makes it a little easier to sell things. But it's in the works. We are working on that right now.
Fans are asking for the store, and you're saying that you might connect to the eBay. But would you ever consider maybe even just doing a separate online store, or would connecting to eBay would just be the route that you would rather just stay in?
Well, I think the big guys do such a good job of it already. The warehouses and expresses of the world are just so massive that I would get lost in there, and it's actually a lot of work to put like all that content into a website. It I've tried it before, and it needs constant updating, and it's like hours and days, weeks and months of work. So it'd be easier if you guys know what you want to possibly just email me, and then leave me your phone number, and I'll call you to see if I can, fulfill that order. Whereas on eBay, I can just sell used things or whatever you guys seen on the video. I'll be putting that stuff on there, so you guys can just buy it from an eBay site without me having to work too hard at it.
Okay. Another really famous question by fans. Why don't you play more in your videos?
All right, so I'm older than you guys think I am. I have bad knees. I have a bad back. I have a bad shoulder. So I don't run around as well as I usually do, or used to do. I mean, imagine standing around for 8 to 12 hours a day for 30-something years, and then trying to play after that. Like, my joints are kind of compressed, so there's not a lot of spring to my step anymore. So I play maybe once a week, and I think that's all I can handle at this point until I can hit the gym again.
Yeah, we're all waiting for COVID to be over so we can get back to
exactly
working out and getting strong.
That stretch lab helps a lot. I wish I could do that every day, and then go to sleep though. So what I've been doing is going to the stretch lab when I first get there, and then going into work. So I'm getting stretched, and then I'm getting compressed again. So that doesn't really help me.
Yeah.
So whereas if I can get stretched and then sleep, then I can actually, elongate my muscles and tendons.
A final question here for you. What do you hope to accomplish with this channel?
I just hope to share my knowledge with everybody out there. I take a lot of content from what the fans want to know, because we look at your comments as much as we can. I'm super busy right now, so I apologize for that. So I have people helping me, and they tell me that, oh yeah, a bunch of people are asking for this. So I kind of take that and try to make a video out of it. So what I do with that is I'm trying to basically educate the community about what a group of people are interested in, and hopefully you're interested. If not, then I'll take another one and do the same thing. So it's kind of a community share is what I'm trying to accomplish with the channel. And the viewers are doing a great job of kind of helping each other out from what I can see. And you guys are answering the questions that I pretty much would have said. So thank you. I greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I definitely noticed on some of your comments that one person would ask a question, and then another one will jump in and say, "Oh, it's actually so and so," and
right.
Next thing you know, they're just having a conversation about a question that you could answer, but like you said yourself, they already got it for you, and then it's this communication going back and forth amongst each other.
Right. It's like the Tennis Spin Community Center that we have going on right now. And I want to keep everybody kind of in that community and kind of grow from there, so that we can all kind of be a tennis family. Whether we agree or disagree, it's totally fine. That's how families are, right? We don't have to all agree. And tennis is one of those sports that, we don't have to agree, right?
No, that absolutely makes sense, and I very much agree. Yeah, thank you for today. Thank you for answering all the questions that people have been just dying to get to know more about you and all the details about the new things coming out this year. So thank you for answering all of that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Coach Irina. Coach Irina, for interviewing me today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. All right, guys. So again, thank you for being my friend. I'm literally blown away by the support of everybody. So, guys, have a great night. Stay safe. Thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.